And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Gaarden stream. And we are now live in the Gaarden. It is good to see everybody. So, yeah, right now it's a crescent moon. And although it's technically not a crescent moon, that's a light post. Right there is the crescent moon trying to capture it. Where it's, okay, there we go. So, that is another point of view. A crescent moon over a cloud. That's pretty cool. So the weather is very good. It's good for a stream. It's not like the Timu weather where it makes it hot. I mean, cold. I mean, rainy all the time. So that's something positive about it. Okay, and now the birds are chirping. So the morning will be coming in soon. Okay, and yeah, so the horizon it's starting to look a little bit different, but it's mostly dark right now. But it's getting a little bit brighter by a touch. Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty moon indeed. It looks a little smirk. Pretty cool. But with the camera up close, we could see it much better than usual. Yeah. So that is a certain type of crescent moon where I've seen it in different artistic depictions of fairy tale stories, which are in history stuff. Is usually the crescent moon's flipped around the other way, but it's the opposite side. But yeah, thanks, Saw Girl. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So we're going to see our mockingbirds in the distance because they're going to start to wake up over time, and the crescent moon in general. And it's recently just rose up. So we have the situation where sometimes the crescent moon will rise with the sun. When I've seen it before, and it's trippy looking. It's because I've seen like the moon on its back with a star pointed like hovering over it, and the sun come up at the same time. So interesting these different celestial events. Although, of course, I like being up all night into the day, and we will during the day I will look at that that's going on with the dude that's angry all the time. He's like a new Darrell Brooks, pretty much. Yeah. Something about comets. There's a comet around 23 or 24, something around that year, and I look like I missed it, but actually, as it just took a comet was very intriguing. Where with the UFOs we talk about in the channel, like that would be a good scenery. So comets that come every my home planet does have more than one moon. That is true. Yeah. We'll go here. So yeah, the moon is behind some clouds right there. And yeah, so my planet has about seven. Hello, Denisha. Good morning. Okay, thank you, Saul. All right. So my planet has about seven moons, and the other one that I go to has two. Now, why is that, Denisha? What is that about? Scared. All right. So, okay, Denisha says the moon is beautiful. Yeah, it almost looks very perfect with the mist that's happening. And the mist that occurs is really just a cloud hovering over it, but it looks very misty. Yeah, Denisha, I thought you were being funny. Scared. I know how you are, and but thank you for clarifying, of course. And yeah, so with this moon, as I said, it has like a good glow to it because you could. The rest of the sky looks like it has lights. I mean, not has a clear sky, but this other part of it that we're looking at just cloudy right there. Yeah, Chris, you are on time. Yeah. Okay. So how hot is it? Oh, it's 79 degrees right now with about 80% humidity. Yeah. Yeah. So it's good to see you, Chris. So now, all right, Chris, let's hear it. Yeah. So that is something. That's where this morning dew that we'll see on the plants comes from. It comes from the humidity and condensation here. Oh yeah, Chris, I know about that theory. I have talked about that quite a bit about the aliens being demonic, possibly. Yeah, I do think some of them are. I don't know if they all are, but some of them definitely are because they had them back in history. Through the it seems to mirror different biblical narratives. So now the moon is completely being hidden, but on this camera, it could still be somewhat seen. But from my point of view, it's very small, but on the camera, it's much larger. It's picking up, it's a good camera that can pick up things that the naked eye has problems catching. It almost looks like the moon is sinking in a pond of murky water. And I hear that in the distance. Still good. And eventually it'll disappear behind the cloud, and then we'll look around. But yeah. And the crazy hypothesis comes from a guy that on NASA CERN, and I'm making this statement without any sources backing up. Oh, okay. Thank you for your sources. Yeah. I was introduced to the fact that there are demons a couple of years ago. Oh, look who it is. I felt something. I felt something rub up against me, and there he is. It's Claude. All right. And the moon is behind the clouds. Oh, yeah, because CERN. Hey, Destiny, good morning. So I definitely believe they might be. That's where the interdimensional hypothesis comes from because they were some from another realm rather than another planet, which means they were from those things, possibly. Oh, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. I hope you are too. I've been having I was looking up some mysterious cases that happened earlier, and before that, I did a live about a trial, and we rewatched an older one, so it's going good on my end. It's afternoon, okay. That's nice. Uh, yeah. Oh, where I am, it's nearly morning. Chris, Aleister Crowley summoned a demon, and it looked just like a gray alien. It's interesting. So, Chris, you may have heard this, but they're the Watchers, and they were sent here to like watch over humans, but then they went a different way, and here they are. They may have disguised themselves as gods of other religions, and then they disguise themselves as aliens now. But I do believe there are aliens actually out there. It's like a mixture of both, I think. But yeah, that's definitely a theory I've talked about too, and glad that you're looking into it too. Oh yeah, yeah, we gotta pet you. Come on, see, I gotta pet you. Let's see, he's doing his stretch. Yeah, the Claude show. You are cute, Claude. What's more accurate, a demon disguised as an alien or an alien disguised as a demon? I would say, with my limited knowledge and not thinking about it too much, I would say that an alien, no, a demon disguised as an alien for deception. But if you have a point where an alien's disguised as a demon, I'd like to know what that's about, because I don't. That's a very interesting theory right there. I am not have not thought about before. Yeah, he's a happy cat now. Yeah, he was given his attention. And okay, he has all of his polka dots and his stripes. It's very cool. Good afternoon to you, Destiny. And he's wagging his tail. Yeah, it is the Claude show. Absolutely. Yeah, they come a lot of times with UFOs. They'll come and go from some kind of different realm. Now, oh, thank you, Destiny, so much for liking the stream. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the support. And yeah, some people have argued that if there were demonic entities or something, they would have done something to us already. I believe they might be trying to, if it, they've done things that are maybe suspicious with the abducting people, but the main problem would be later on they'll try to cause some sort of a deception of some kind. Their plan wasn't to do something bad to us, but to be a Trojan horse, maybe. Oh, congratulations, Destiny! You have a very cool channel, by the way, and I'm glad that it's getting you're getting there. That's awesome. And Chris says, I believe both could be real demons living in their own dimensions and aliens coming from another realm. Red. And I had a theory that I have thought about is where the gray alien is a avatar that is used by something from somewhere else, another planet or another dimension, and many entities from different sources might come as gray aliens. They're not all from the same thing. A demon could masquerade as a gray alien, or an alien could masquerade as a gray alien. But basically, the avatar is like the standard default setting when they're going into our 3D dimension to look like that. So that was something I thought of, because that's why they crash their airships here and they just keep coming back, because they're not even really there. They're projecting it into an avatar. Oh, okay, yes. Minecraft and Roblox. By the way, Minecraft's a fun game. Uh, I remember I used to. One thing I like to do is dig underground as deep as I could go and build like an underground bunker cave with a bunch of torches in the wall and sometimes I go fight those zombies and make those grunting noises. You know, it's like you're just walking around at night and you hear, "Rrrr," and that's those things. Yeah, and then you have like the random farm animals that are just wandering around. Yeah, and then you get to build your own places. My thing is I like digging underground, and making a bunker. I don't know why, but it just that was something that always fascinated me. It's like a place where nobody was going to find. Oh, 10 years. That's cool. I did it 10 years ago. Yeah, that's when I played it last. And before then, I played it, you know, around probably 2011. That's when I first started. And 10 years ago, I played it was the last time I played it. Oh, nice, Destiny, 11 years. I played Roblox back in 2010, 2009. That's when I started Roblox. I don't really play it anymore, but I made some cool places there. It was fun. Hey Tane, have you seen the videos of people coming out of manholes in the street? Their faces are shape shifting. I saw something about a couple of months ago or last year about in New York City. They had that happening. Something of them because it was the Hasidic Jews coming out of the tunnels. That's what that's made me think of. But I know what you're talking about. The recent thing about the manholes. Yes, I've heard about that too. The manholes, because I saw an article. I mean, I saw videos about it recently, and people are comparing it to what happened in New York City last year. So, yeah, and I heard about the shape shifting lizard thing too. It's very strange, and it really adds credibility to the theories we've been talking about by the lizard people. Played Roblox since Soul 13, like years old, like 2021. Oh, nice. That's cool, Destiny. I remember with Roblox, they change it over time. I don't know what the characters look like now. I remember it'd be like you know what I'm talking about. They look like Lego characters, and you get a place and you get a bunch of different cars that just are. The wheels are shapes, like a circle is the wheel, or a looks like a log car, right? And then they added this other feature when oh you joined in late, right? And they added this feature where you could go and get a bunch of weapons and police cars and jeeps, and I just put everything everywhere. And I had another world that I had before, and I accidentally blew it up with a nuclear bomb, a literal nuclear bomb, actually. And I had a Titanic in that game, and I accidentally saved it on its destroyed state, so it was an empty void. So I had to create a new place. So, yeah, that was interesting. They're horrible now. Yeah, I heard Roblox has some problems. There's some weird people in there sometimes. So it definitely is different than how it was back when I was coming up. And with people would play these games where a community would hang out and play something that some person would create, or like there'd be a Titanic sinking or some sort of racing or an airplane type game. Creators are very good at making those different games. I like them. So my experience of Roblox was fine, but nowadays it's all gone downhill from what I have been hearing about. It's not easy for the newer generations in this crazy world we're in. Yeah, so, oh yeah, Discord too. Yeah, Discord too. Yeah, Discord is a place where a lot of nasty things apparently happens, and there's like these soy mods, right? So that's like a meme where you have like a like some dude that's like 1,000 pounds that's like a like a basement person and he's doing disturbing things on Discord. That's basically like what goes on in there. Now, people use Discord for things that are not bad. Some people use it for a way to communicate with different groups and stuff that are fine. But yeah, Discord definitely does have toxic things going on in that app. Yeah. The Mockingbird is up. Yeah. Scared. Stop using Discord because I kept seeing young. She saw the children date and stuff. Yeah, it's very creepy, and I'm glad that you got off of there. I don't. I wouldn't advise going on there. Yeah. So it's just extremely creepy and disturbing. Uh, what people are doing with it. It's just an evil world we live in, and it's unfortunate that you have to see all this stuff coming up because there are time periods in the past where it wasn't like this. Oh, but the internet, I think, is a great invention, but it has some dark sides to it too. There's like some, uh, and really, society in general is going downhill. It's not in the best situation. Yeah. Few researchers have suggested that the UFO UAP phenomenon may be something far stranger than visitors from another planet. Yeah, it's much more complex than what they were talking about. Oh, hello, Zoomy. Good to see you. And yeah, the visitors from another planet. I think I'll try to show this. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. You see right there? That's like a swamp tree. That's actually a pine tree, and that's the sun barely coming up. So it has like a dark hue to it, which is quite eerie looking. Anyway. Here is the feline. There he is. Chris says the most famous example is Jacques, an astronomer, computer scientist. Yeah, I've talked about him before on my streams. A long time ago, I talked about him before, and that is true. Like at least she says, at least 11 to 13 years old dating, and yet no wonder why the children are putting themselves in danger, and the parents tried their best to warn them. Oh, absolutely. The parents did their best to warn them. I believe that sometimes the kids shouldn't even have the apps or technology, and a lot of I don't know. Oh, good morning, Missy, Judy, and a lot of people are being raised with iPads now, and these some of these kids shouldn't be on the internet. It's very disturbing. Yeah. Hello, Texas, Jacob. Glad to have you here. Also, yeah, it's good to tell people the truth because there's a lot of lies going on. Yeah, I mean, the internet could be like a Wild West type place. Oh, thank you, Jacob. Appreciate it. It certainly could be a Wild West situation, and people have to be careful on the internet. Yeah, 9 likes. In facts. Oh yeah, yeah. Gen Alpha doesn't know how to spell Windows and stuff. Yeah, they they did a survey and they're asking people about like what's the capital of the United States. Oh, very like when did we come from? When did we break off of Africa? There's a couple different questions that they'll ask people and they don't even know what they're talking about. So that's why I the generations coming up don't really know anything at all. They don't know how to think or anything. They talk about like how do you spell water and they say 1 2 3 4. It's like it doesn't make any sense. Right, the aliens are helping humanity. That's good. The ones that are helping humanity. Yeah, and they said the technology is good, but it doesn't teach you how to think anymore. Yeah, Miss C, they don't teach a cursive writing anymore. That is also true. And with the cursive writing, it was a type of writing where, I was taught it when I was in third or fourth grade. It's around 2007, 2008. I liked it, and I used it too much. And some teachers couldn't read it, but then they programmed me to write like that. So there was a problem, and they said I was writing scribble scratch, but it's a little hard to write in print. But yeah, so I like writing in cursive. It was better, but they don't teach kids that much stuff anymore. They don't know basic things, and a lot of times people do doom scrolling. Oh, that's great, Destiny. That's awesome. I remember they gave us the workbook, and it had all these interesting calligraphy, and there was all kinds of different ways to do it, and they would train us all the time to write like that. Hello, Jerry. Teachers don't teach anymore. The test. The parents are responsible for teaching. It's not the same when I was in school. Oh yeah, Jerry, absolutely not. And a lot of kids are being raised on iPads, which I don't agree with. I mean, I used a Windows XP, back in the 2000s, and then I went to the Apple computer. But my point is, you know, was a person I man that wouldn't do any stupid things with the internet like these other people are doing. But yeah, I just think people need to play outside like they used to. Kids used to play outside. Like when I was little, there's no like video games and stuff. It was just doing regular things. So there's a point where people are going too far with it. Yeah. Yeah, they don't even teach you how to pay taxes in school. Yeah. See, what universe is conscious entity? Consciousness may exist in every scale. Well, yeah, that would explain why it's able to do. It's like like a programmed AI system. The universe, Chris. It might be like an AI system that just generates different things by what it's programmed to do. Yeah, Missy, that's a very good point. And a lot of sometimes you have these days you have two parents. Back in the 90s and before that, people or 80s, people could you could have a man working a job, a woman could stay at home if she wanted to, and they could buy a house, they could buy a car, and the man was, did what he had to do. And now two parents are working, and people could like barely afford anything. So it's there's also economic problems too. If it's creating a new universe, it means that it's basically like a factory, Chris. It's like a projector. It's some sort of a holographic projecting device. That's what it is. She said, if you ever had children one day, we'll never give them a phone till 13, 15 years old, and we'll educate them. Oh, that's very good, Destiny. You do that. And it is good to see more people thinking like that, because the society is lost. So very wise. Right. Best friend parents, teachers, they retired after 34 years due to the fact that they weren't there to teach, and they were the only ones to test the kids. Yet teachers or faculty keep getting raises. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, Bill Gates even says that, and if Bill Gates says it's bad for kids, it's really something bad for kids. Yeah. And Steve Jobs also thought that they were not good for kids either. The Apple guy, the one that made Apple. So, yeah, it's just when kids given these devices, it's not really that productive. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Jerry. Very good point. Let's see. The cosmos could be an endless family tree of universes. Yeah, Chris, that is a really good way to put it, because I never thought about that before. That's excellent. I never heard of that. Very good. Yeah, and the creators say they're yeah, yeah. I'm even saying it's bad. Look at me. Oh, A long time ago, AI entity got sent in the solar system to manipulate us into AI system, its evil system. Oh yeah, the alien invasion might be the AI itself. Chris said, I had a strong feeling that everything a black hole of ours is being broken down and sent somewhere else, probably creating another universe or another dimension. It's almost like a vacuum with a programming device in it. And it's like absorbing particles like fishing, right? Like a fishing net. And it's projecting it somewhere else or into some bigger machine. Yeah, so and apparently they have the Lone Star tick that they're in some parts that might try to stop people from eating meat. And allegedly, Bill Gates is behind that and a couple other things. So, yeah, it's some weird stuff going on these days. Yeah. History is being erased. Kids are becoming dumbed down, and hands on jobs are becoming obsolete. It's very sad, and a lot of skills are not being learned. Like there's different skills people could learn to do, fix something or whatever, right? And a lot of people are not learning these skills and are building a good work ethic. There's instant gratification with technology, and a lot of things are being taken over by robots and AI. Like they're flipping burgers, they're delivering food, and eventually, as the decades roll on, they're going to have more and more computers and AI doing things for people. Intellectual pretzel, very. That's an excellent name, and that's a very beautiful flowers, by the way, and nice profile right there. You are right. Social media is dumbing down people, and a lot of see, for instance, there's a TikTok version in China that gives people positive things to look at, and the TikTok in America has some things in it that may not be that great for people to consume. And social media, comparing people are going to compare themselves to other people. They're going to do doom scrolling when people just scroll and scroll into oblivion, and people will go on dating apps and not meet people in person. It's quite a crazy situation with that. Yeah, definitely. Chris says Bill Gates just recently was cited to testify in the Epstein files relationship. We don't know he was a VP client. Good morning, Lisa. Yeah, this is what Bill was trying to say. He was trying to say that Epstein framed him, but people are not going to necessarily believe that. So yeah, I don't know if anybody's going to be arrested over that, but there's so much information being concealed about that. But yeah, he Bill Gates did testify over it. Okay, Destiny says, I want to live in a world where it's 1800s, where no abuse or anything bad start people and no phones and stuff, where men and women we get married 20 years old at least. Yeah, you see, that is a ideal world to live in. And back in the 40s and 50s, in the World War II time period, and after that, the World War II, people were still doing stuff like that. It was around the 60s and 70s where everything went downhill. But you are right. Back in those days, it was much better for the man did his duty, the woman did her duty, and they took care of each other. And nowadays, you got all these big, fancy cars and stuff promoted everywhere, and people are seeing that growing up, and it's creating a consumer society of indulging in luxuries over doing regular things. Yes, Missy, I agree. Yeah. Hello, Trump. Trump, that's a good point. You see, because when you have a delete switch or a kill switch in a vehicle, like if basically these electric vehicles that are around, right? You could go and just flip a switch, and the car, a wireless transmission will turn the car off. So people that are reliant on electric vehicles are going to be in a bad situation when if they get a bad credit score or if they say a bad word, they just shut their car off. When the older vehicles, you could just turn on a key and gasoline and go where you got to go. So that's a good question there too, because the vehicle, everything's being controlled by the system. Oh yeah, Misty, understood. Well, thank you for participating. And Chris says, "What if gravity is evidence of a higher dimension pulling on our universe? Falling could literally be influence of the unseen realities." Yeah, that's a very good hypothesis right there. A good morning, Ruby. It's a very good hypothesis because there's unseen realities that exist, and it's possible that it's causing the gravity to happen. Yeah, I don't want to on my dating never ew, and I ain't getting diddied. Would rather try date in real life. People sick in the head, not gonna lie. So, yeah, I agree with you, Destiny. There's people out there that are not really good to be around, and there's catfishes that are fake people. They could put a picture up of a cool guy, but it's really just a dude that looks like some kind of gremlin or something, right? So it's or you could find a person online and they're actually a bunch of psychos. So yeah, it's online. I know for a fact there's some weird people online because I see them all the time in these different chat rooms and stuff, like even on YouTube. So this is a great chat room. Shout out to the spaceship, but other places can have problems. So yeah, definitely it's better to meet people in person, the old-fashioned way. All right. The government has long been overreaching its people. We are no more than worker ants while the government collects its profit. It's getting worse by the year. Yeah, that's true. A lot of this stuff has to do with collecting data and making tons of money off people. That's what it has to do. And the government wants more power and control. So, yeah, it's basically a giant monopoly. Yeah. Chris said, "What if aliens communicate through mathematics because language is not primitive? The first contact message may look like an equation." Ah, see, you're thinking. The alien communicated through mathematics because language is too primitive. Yeah, they may not be able to communicate with us through writing down. Maybe through mathematics they can do it, and maybe they've already done that already. Good morning, Jamie. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, yeah. So when the a lot of theories suggest that the aliens may have helped us with math. Like there's older civilizations that existed, and they helped them with mathematics and stuff. So that's another possibility. Yeah. So I do believe that might be a way of communication. I know telepathy is a way they might communicate too. A long time ago, there were hieroglyphics in caves, and that was a way they communicated with each other, the different people. And a lot of times in these caves, they draw these gray alien looking things on the walls. So it's just something that was always there. And by the way, I do think the big corporations, the tech companies, and the governments are making monopolies off all these different things that are going on. Yeah. What if the universe is a giant living organism? Galaxies might be its cells and civilizations, its thoughts. So exactly, that is a very good point to make right there because universe is it may just be a big organism of its own, and we're all a bunch of nodes in its thinking system. It really makes you realize that every single thing in the universe and the cosmos are actually there for good of some greater cause of entity that would explain karma and all those different types of events. We might be thoughts. That is a very good hypothesis that all of those engines are its thoughts. And we're looking at a larger organism and that we're something in its brain. Yeah. Yeah, imagine we're all just thoughts. Like, are we doing things in our own accord, or are we just puppets in a thinking game? Do we exist right now? Are we the past, future, or present? Jerry said, "I'm a terrible thought." Yeah. Oh yeah, Destiny. I understand. Yeah. You regret being born in this earth, really hate this earth. Yeah. You see, a lot of people that I grew up with said the same thing. I will say I like the technology because we're able to communicate through different continents like this. So I'll say the technology is a plus, but the technology is a very big con though with all the stuff that I'm talking about too, with all the bad things it did. So the technology has pros and cons to it. So yeah, I definitely other time periods were more civilized civilizations. It is, Jerry. It's also a downfall too. You are correct. Yeah, it's decaying civilization at the same time. Chris says yes, we exist, but stuck in the matrix. Yeah, and it's good to break the matrix as much as possible and go against what we are conditioned to be. Yeah, and it's a civilization that will not be able to stand when it collapses like that. You know, because so many people would have never fathomed what this civilization is doing now. The technology would be interesting to them, but they'd really messed up what they're doing. The way that people have collapsed with the technology would be something beyond their imagination. Pre cell phones, 80s and 90s. Well, I was, let's see, 80s and 90s. Yes, I know what you're talking about, Jamie. Yeah. Different time period. They used to have the home line. You would have a home phone or a phone at a place or a payphone. Yeah, and also they had the pagers. Like you go page somebody and it beeps, and you go call somebody up. Yeah, a very different time period than the cell phone era. Yeah. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Everybody had a pager. And Chris says, "What if black holes are giant archives? Nothing is truly lost. It's stored." Oh yeah, it's think of it as like a storage container or some sort of storage area. And I am 28. That's how old I am. I was born in the late 90s. And what runs information rather than matter. Universe may closet the software machinery. Yeah, that's also another possibility too. See, Destiny says true, but people mistreat it. Yeah, let's see. And let's see. Everything on this planet, everything is bad, good, completely controlled by a piece of paper. Yeah, look like what a piece of paper can dictate. All right, Seattle. To the shadow realm you go. Oh, nice, 56. That's cool. Yeah, definitely things were different back uh, in the past, and yeah, I was. When I was growing up, it was similar to the '80s, in my opinion, more than so it was in the mid 2000s. But I have an idea what it was like, but I know the '90s and early 2000s it was very different than it is today. Yeah, and people that if I have cousins that were in the '80s, well, they weren't. Yeah, they're in the '80s at some point, and coming up in that time period was much different than it was people coming up now. And people I've talked to from different generations all agree on that. Oh, thank you, Destiny. Appreciate it. What if what if black holes exist from one universe and entrance to another? Death of matter becomes birth elsewhere. It's almost like the circle of life. Like matter isn't created or destroyed; it just keeps on being recycled. And Jerry said, born in the early '70s, and I'll tell you, things were so much simpler back then. Life changed dramatically in the late '90s, and it has gotten to a dictatorship. Thank you, Jerry, for your take on that. That confirms what I've heard from my viewers and family and friends. Yeah, it's things got crazy over those decades. Yeah. Hello, cheater. Welcome. Oh, that is cool, Destiny. And Chris says, "What if reality occasionally glitches? Some explained events may be errors in the cosmic processing." Yes, uh, that would explain why there's glitches in the matrix, where they come from. Yeah, communication was slower, from what I heard too. Yeah. Like I was thinking, like right now, you could like text people something, and back in the past, you'd have to sometimes write people a letter, and it would take a while for it to get there. Yeah. Oh, turtles are cool. I like them too. All right. What if aliens experience time as a landscape instead of a flow? They could visit moments like cities. Yeah. You see, that would explain their interdimensional abilities that are not like ours because they were able to see it field over a different timeline and they could just hop around like a rabbit. Jerry said, "Well, as an old man, I wish you all a good day and hang in there. Not going to say we'll be better, but wish you all the best. Have a great day, folks." So, you too, Jerry, thank you for chatting with us. It's been a pleasure. Oh, yeah, Saw has lovely turtles. Yeah. Okay. It's a little bit cloudy, but it's not completely cloudy. If that makes any sense. Did a deep dive into whistleblowers that were used as satanic slaves when they were little, and this planet has evil people running it. I agree, Jamie. It does. And that's where like the when the Epstein stuff was coming out, that was really shining light on that. And that's what they were in the satanic cults, and based on the different groups, these cliques that are into that occultic demonic stuff, and they harvest adrenochrome from people. So yeah, it's it's been going on for a long time, and they've been exposed, and a lot of them are rich and powerful. So the whistleblowers are important because that's how we get the truth. Yeah, I believe I know what you're talking about. Yes. Yeah. I know what you mean. And Hollywood and the different elites and politicians and wealthy people have been involved with it. And also MK Ultra was used to recruit people into that as well. Thank you, Destiny. I appreciate it. The uh, kind words. Thank you.
And what if dark energy is evidence that another universe is pushing against ours? Explanations become a form of universal pressure. Yes, it's like almost like a bubble pushing on another bubble, or like a balloon pushing on another balloon. And he has his two socks in the air. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Moki and I have talked a lot about that on the show. Yeah, it's a real crazy things that have happened to people and the traffickings. And as I said recently with Epstein, that was part of it. And in MK Ultra, where there's an incident where the North Koreans brainwashed our troops against America. Then they did more. Then they came up with their own brainwashing program using the different psychedelics to condition people unknowingly into these things. And now the media and like the kids shows and stuff and Disney were all involved with this mass brainwashing program. And there's people that went through different things and had different stories. And some of them are pretty crazy with ritualistic occultic stuff. So yeah, it's certainly a very crazy, twisted situation. What if reality is factual the way down and all the way up? Atoms, galaxies may share the same architecture. You know, if you look at the lungs, it looks just like tree branches. So I think a lot of times nature has a similar architecture. I agree, Jamie. I think it's extremely evil that they do to children. And you see, like Aleister Crowley and those occultists, they wanted to harvest children because they have pure energy and they have the adrenochrome, and it's very evil. Yeah, a lot of the trafficking of children, it's what these elites like to do is very wicked. Yeah, I agree. It's it's disgusting how a lot of these different groups are just getting away with it. Yeah. Judge, welcome to the stream, and I do believe in ghosts. I don't know exactly what they are completely. I think some of them could be spirits, some of them could be other things, but they definitely are there. Yeah. Well, I know, Jamie. It's like worse than any kind of horror movie you could think of. You know, truth is truly stranger than fiction. I said, what's today may sound crazy. Tomorrow can be declassified documents, as reality can never say the same. Yeah, it's like the circle of life. Yeah, so it's kind of like a cloudy sky, but it's like some sky showing. I'll show you what I mean. So this is go this way. See, it's like there's like clouds, but there's also some sky. Last time we were seeing the moon, and now it's all, you know. And then we have this feline right here. Yeah, worse than horror movies. Yeah, in the slasher movies and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. The like and subscribe to Alien Spaceship Gemix and to support him here. Oh, thank you, Destiny. I appreciate that very much. Same weather in New Jersey. Okay, yeah, it must be going across the United States. Yeah, there's some pretty bad weather that might be happening in different parts of the country. But yeah, it's the same where you are. Okay. Yeah. So, we have this nice leopard print, and he's cleaning himself. Before coming to a theory or a hypothesis, we need to look at the variable facts, evidence, experiments before coming to certain conclusions. Yeah, I do agree. And then sometimes there will be instances where evidence and stuff may be concealed, and there can be a reasonable doubt can be raised about various different things. Sometimes deserts are like that. Sometimes deserts are like that, where the weather will go hot and cold, hot and cold. Yeah, it's almost like the Matrix is glitching.
That's the mockingbird.
And he likes to chirp in the morning. Now, personally, I like cooler weather personally, but I've gotten accustomed to the hot weather. Speaking for myself, and Chris said, "What if every black hole contains a copy of reality? Universe may reproduce like cells." Yes, it may reproduce like cells. That's true. That's true. And the the various different cells will produce more different universes. It could just replicate and mutate different things. Right? And now he's getting himself a cat bath. Hello, Got. Oh, you used to dislike them. Oh, well, glad that you like the cats now. Yeah, a lot of people dislike cats, but then when they get to know the cats, they're not that bad. What if aliens consider us unconscious compared to them? We may be infants in a cosmic scale. Oh, yeah. Their level of understanding and reasoning may be far way, like, they don't even, like, we're not even on anywhere near the same level. We're just basically in some other, unconscious of unaware of what's going on around us. You so they probably see things much differently than we do. What if dimensions are stacked like pages in a book? The entire world could exist a millimeter away. Yeah, I mean, there's been theories about seven heavens. So there are theories that different layers are stacked on top of each other. Ancient people have thought of that too. Okay, right here, we got a pink looking cloud right there. So it's the first sign of a sun coming up right there. Let's go over here and see what, because it's going to look all like dark, and then it's going to come up. Yeah, the string theory. All right, so we have these clouds changing different colors right now. Yes. Scared. And checking on these, they're looking pretty good. Okay, and some more of that. That is nice because the sun's already risen. It'll take a moment, a little while for it to get over here. Yeah, scared, scared. Over in the forest, it's still dark over here. Okay, and let's see what else we could see. Take that off of here. It doesn't need to be on. Right? Yes. Yes, monsters in the basement. Yeah. Scared. Oh yeah. Okay, we got some more. More pink, also that way. The theory of everything is linking the quantum physics and general relativity into one perfect conclusion, but we haven't come close to the answer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see the buds. Okay, we have some right there. Those are the buds. They're going to be flowers. Yes, pink clouds rule. Yeah, those are the buds. Our okra plants. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we can find here. If anything is lurking inside the pumpkin. All right, so there's nothing inside the pumpkin flower. Oh no, this is called okra right here. These are okra plants. It's from Africa. It was native to Africa. But it was brought here in the like 1700s. And see, those plants look maybe kind of similar to that plant you speak of, but these are just ragweeds that were used by the natives for making bread and herbal medicines and using the wood for stakes and stuff. So, uh, yeah, we have a couple of fascinating plants here. Yeah. Oh, you see these two in your area? Yeah. Yeah. They're brought here a long time ago. So that's pretty cool. That's a cousin of the plant you see. Have tomatoes. There's more tomatoes in that. It's been raining a lot, so that's why the grass is, it could be cut a little bit. But yeah, that's the tomatoes. Yeah, jungle of okra. Yeah. Okay, we got some more pink. Pink sky. Oh, go you charge your phone. Yeah. It's almost like cotton candy. There's some more over that way. Well, thank you, Saw. Glad that you're enjoying it. Yeah, eat the cloud. Yeah. Yeah. Not UFOs right now. No. Okay. We assume the universe is writing its story one moment at a time. But what if the story already was written and a time is simply active reading it? Oh yeah, it's basically what that means is that we were just in a movie, film in a movie camera, and we're just being replayed over and over again. Yeah, so we're just already in a movie, just watching it all play out. Yes, yes. Getting a telescope, look at the moon. That's a good idea. I like that. See, there's something else over here to look at. Quite here just yet. See that far. Let's see. There's another view. Another view. Oh, that's yeah. You see, I have seen a video of that before of the UFO going into the moon. Yeah. And there's the moon. Looks like DreamWorks right there. What if the universe is remembering rather than expanding? Time may be an act of cosmic reconciliation. Yeah, we're just thoughts being drummed around. We're just waves just waving around inside the mind of the universe. Imagine you've watched a movie 100 times. The ending already exists. The beginning already exists. Every scene already exists. Yeah, and we're just living every moment by moment as it unfolds. Everything is fixed and we can't change it. Yet you watch it, every moment feels like it's happening for the first time. What if the universe is similar? Yeah, the universe may be very similar, where it's just repeating the same thing over and over again. And it's recording these events like it already happened before. The universe might be linked to the same exact concept. Oh, thank you, Jamie. We'll be interested to hear about your testimony. Uh, Appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely believe there are more to this world than what meets the eye. Chris says, what we call the future may already exist somewhere beyond our perception, and what we are experiencing as time passing is simply reality revealing another page of the story that already exists. Yeah, exactly. It's just like a book, like it's already been written, and we're just living each chapter a day. Yes, God bless America. Absolutely. All right. Chris says, if the future already exists, are we creating our destiny, remembering a destination we've somehow forgotten? We could be. Amen. That's good to pray for America. It needs all the prayers it can get. Yeah, that is very righteous. All right. Oh yeah, absolutely, Chris. I mean, we might be already
there's theories that our memories are erased before we were born. Jamie, amen. I believe there's heaven too. There's many people that had experiences, and that definitely it is for real. Chris says, "Don't get me wrong. I had this dilemma about premeditated for free will. Come to a conclusion that both can coexist." Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And Cadence, that is definitely normal to feel that way. And so enjoying the present moment, what you do have is important. The more you try to control things you can't control, the less control you'll have. So if you can be thankful for the blessings you do possess and use any kind of uh, negative feelings for fuel for a cause of you like to do, like a positive thing of some kind, that would be cool to do. But yeah, I understand. That's normal to feel that way. There's people that I miss. Well, that's good that you're reading the Bible. That's excellent. God will never let you down. Yeah, the solar flash will be coming soon. Yeah. So yeah, eventually the sun will be rising up over the hill, so to speak. It's not really a hill, but it's a horizon, technically. But Chris says, yes, and I see solar flares are coming to Earth. Nothing to worry about. Just absorb the cosmic wave on the consciousness level and don't get exposed too much to sunburn. Just absorb the cosmic vitamins. Yeah. Now, the northern lights, I guess the southern lights too, I suppose. I don't know if there's southern lights, but there'll be northern lights and people will be seeing that all over the place. I appreciate there's so many different birds here that like to that like to tweet in the morning. It's very nice. And seeing going over this way. As I said, the sun has risen up. It's going to take a little bit for it to come over where we are. It's up. It's almost like it's like a curtain, and like or like the sea. It's like a sea of clouds, and then it'll rise up out of it. Zuni says, "See, the rich are heading to their underground bunkers to escape the positive solar flare, but it cannot escape it because they'll eliminate them no matter what. They'll disintegrate them all.
Yeah.
There's no way
That they'll be able to the impact of what's going to come. Control it. Okay, let's see what it looks like over here.
Yeah, and see that's the sun right there. And it's going to be coming up, and that's a pine tree, by the way. And that's the sun going to be coming up right there. It's going to keep going up farther up in the sky. Don't panic. Fear is what the elites are feeling right now. An assumption of reality and physical laws. And our wrong to solar flares are nothing but awakening or leveling up the consciousness. Elites are in fear and they don't understand the power of goodness. They don't. They only know about manipulation. They only know about the power that they have, but it's not really power at all. Nothing is in their hands. You know, that having a good heart and being a good person is worth more than anything in the world that people can possibly have. It's like the AI. It may never really be able to feel emotion, but it's missing a human component that it may never have. Yeah, elites are nervous indeed. Yeah. Yeah, the lizard people. Yeah, the lizard peeps. Yes. The all those bloodlines. Yeah. The Steven Spielberg movie is planned to put fear in people when the positive ETs come to make them look evil when they are not. Well, thank you for your take on that, and we have to discern from the good ETs and the bad ones.
And back. The Queen of Lizardbith. Yes, yes, I know you're talking about.
One of the lizards, the lizard monarchies. Yeah. Yeah, and but people are waking up about these things more than ever did before, and that is something positive because these bloodlines been ruling for so many centuries about um, various different bloodlines have been doing this. Yeah, yeah, I've heard of things myself also. Jamie, James. Yeah, and a lot of times the people may be act a certain way, but when they are not around, they may be acting different. So yeah, that's definitely everything should be taken into consideration about them. That's a pink cloud right there in an odd spot. Oh, thanks, Jamie. Thanks, James. Yeah, Jamie, I said it right. Okay. And Napoleon Bonaparte say never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. Exactly. Yes, exactly. They make a big mistake somewhere along the line, right? It's because the elites fear us. Human weakness is our true source. That's why they back in old times an ill fear when we would become united. Right. Yeah, it's the same old thing from the past. Yeah. The clouds are kind of blocking the sun, but it'll come through. Yeah, they can never do that. They'll never be able to do that. The internet was their downfall. They can never control it. Want to get a telescope near so we can document my observations. Yeah, that would be so cool to document them. Dude. Okay. Humanity are the old Atlantis people. Something went wrong back then. Yeah, Atlantis is sunk somewhere, either in another dimension or under the sea. And I believe it existed at one time. Yeah. Wisdom is knowing when to act, and strategy is knowing when to not. When your opponent is destroying his own position through arrogance, impatience, or poor judgment, stepping in may actually save him from consequences of his actions. Exactly. Right. He basically becomes his own worst enemy. Once the flesh happens, evil people will burn, and good will transition to higher selves and abilities. Amen. I agree. Once the flash happens, people will burn, and good will transcend higher. Yeah. Chris says a solar flare releases energy equivalent to a billion of nuclear bombs in a matter of minutes. Yet, 150 million kilometers away, Earth's magnetic field shields most of the energy. It's incredible what Earth's magnetic field is capable of doing, and how much we are protected by that being there. See, that's the sunrise right there. It'll come over here more, but that's it right there. Those are the elderberries. Radio communications, power grids, satellites, navigation systems. Yeah, all that's affected by the solar flares. The elites are not going to issue a zombie outbreak last month, but got stopped. It was stuff in those vaxes and humans make it happen. Ah, okay. It's what those things do. Those jabs. I got you. Those vaxes. Yeah. Babylonian system in the vampire sucking the blood of the children day by day. Yeah, Bob Morley. Everyone have a great day, love. Oh, you too, Jamie. Thank you. It was awesome chatting with you again, and have a good one. But yeah, that is very true what you're saying. Uh, Babylon and the vampires, all that is still happening, unfortunately. Yeah. AZ, that is true. Bill Gates. Consciousness shifts, timeline changes, dimensions, rifts, mass awakenings is what solar flares capable in humanity. It's almost like a giant power surge of the universe. It's almost like a brainstorm. All right, and Zimmy says that's why on TV news they said zombies survive packs when C-19 was on and a zombie apocalypse was their plan this year. Yeah, definitely. There you go. There's the sun hitting the trees. See, there's a peak of sunlight right there going through. Assuming the zombie outbreak is fake news, they're doing that to cause panic society because there's only fear. Also, believe there's another pandemic is in motion to do another quarantine, make it look like a zombie apocalypse. So, okay, thank you for your take on that, Chris. I'm sure they're going to try something like that because they need to do their annual uh, quarantine system. Zuni says, no, Chris, they were going to activate the graphene in people with vaccines. They took it. It was the elites that planned, but they stopped it. Okay. Yeah. These days, anything be possible. But yeah, definitely fake news is also a thing, too. Yeah, the NWO order, agenda, emotion. Yeah. See, a premeditatist would argue that every choice, every victory, every mistake, every question we'll ever ask already exists somewhere within the fabric of space time for that perspective. From perspective of the future is not being created. It's already there. Waiting yet free may not be the ability to change destination. It may be the ability to decide who you become. May the ability to decide who will become on the journey toward it. Yeah. See, that's linking that's linking free will and predestination to one thing. New World Order got stopped long ago as Hitler was going to do that, but the Galactic Council stopped it back then and again now. Yeah, and you see things like that are going to keep on resurfacing and trying to come back in different forms. You know, and that's why it's important for the people to be diligent about the different wolves out there. So, very good point, Zumi. Yeah, we're going to see a glimmer of sunshine right here. Okay. Oh, the sun's actually right there. Haha, that's good. There we go. That's the sunrise, officially here. Imagine a mountain with a summit that already exists. The peak is fixed, but you courage your doubts. Your sacrifice, your wisdom, and the path you chose to climb uniquely yours. The destination may be written, but the meaning is not. I'll definitely agree. Yeah. Yeah, that was very deep. It's very deep. Galactic Council has been watching Earth for long. Without them, we would not be here. Oh yeah, I definitely believe they've been a big help. Indeed. It's watching close enough without interference. Exactly. Exactly. Very well said. Many evil ET bases are being raided without interference. Being raided to stop video traffic at these bases. It's watching close enough without interference. Yeah. Oh, Saw, I'm glad that you like it. Yeah, the birds are definitely very pretty. The timeline is perfect enough to humans to try to make complicated for all of us. Yeah, why can't we all be friends? Yeah, why can't we all get along? I agree. Yeah. Almost the cloud shaped like there almost looks like a UFO or an eye. Yes, we can get along. Okay, yeah. And there should be peace on Earth. Definitely. That'll be the day. Duels is still an active base to this day, but it needs to be stopped. Oh, I got you. Yeah.
New Mexico. Beneath the architectural New Mexico.
Near the Apache Reserve.
The paradox is that if the future already exists, then your choice must also already exist. Your free will would not be outside the story, it would be part of the story itself. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah. And right here is a spider web. This is a whole spider web. You're welcome, Saul. Once the flash happens, it'll affect all alien evil bases on Earth, and there's no more where they'll run out, and they won't be able to escape because the time, like they did to Lyra's star system. Oh, okay, I got you. Oh yeah, so glad you like that. Yes, very beautiful indeed. Exactly, Saul. So he says, I know a lot of the evil AI aliens. They get sent to this universe for reasons they got kicked out of the other universe to our universe. Yeah, they're just doing it, or they're repeat offenders. They're doing the same old thing they did before. Chris says, in a sense of life, may be neither their writing nor story. Remembering of one, it may be the universe reading itself through your eyes for the first time only. It's like something could have existed for eons and eons ago, but our eyes are just seeing the story just like reading a book, an ancient book that's been there for a long time. From what I can gather, it's from New Mexico. But let's see what Zoomy says. Much love and positivity to you too, Zombie Queen. Welcome to the stream. Roswell's in New Mexico also. They both are New Mexico. Yeah, Roswell's definitely a part of it. Yes, I agree with that. And I saw this video in China of disclosed information of their UFOs that they had there, and they have lots of alien files over there they're exposing in China and Japan. But China, yeah, they're replicating the same thing we are. Roswell, they know. The ETs, they call it AI base begins, where AI can come from basically all the human technology, air technology, okay? Basically, every country encounters an alien, tries to secret those topics so they can reveal their engineering machines. Yeah, because everyone's trying to reverse engineer their machines. Yeah. More northwest. Okay. Yeah. Could some of humanity incredible technology advancements come from another civilization, like out of space? Yeah, absolutely could come from outer space. If they're in outer space, there's these different theories that ancient aliens or some sort of visitors came here and gave people technology and gave them information about maths and sciences and different things. So reverse engineering the alien craft that were discovered definitely is possible that a lot of our technology came from them originally. The Roswell crash, there's people that were saying that they remember seeing alien bodies that they recovered. So yeah, there's definitely something there. Human technology comes from evil AI beings who made a treaty with the governments, wide abduction for a takeoff of the world slaves food source. Yeah, it's very messed up what they did, by the way.
Yeah, human trafficking is connected to it as well. Yeah, makes sense. That would be the greatest experiment in the history. That is just billions of minds of a giant consciousness, and it's experiencing itself through billions of minds. It's like all linked together like a hive or like a spider web. Yeah. And everybody's like experiencing the same thing. Yes, individuality becomes temporary perspective. That's why we have like a hive mentality, and that everybody's like a part of the piece of the puzzle, basically. It's true. One creator spirit is in us all, spark of human creator experiencing itself through human form. Amen. Yeah. What if the speed of light is built in limited prevent paradoxes? Physics may contain safety mechanisms. Yeah, sort of like tricycle brakes, kind of like a tricycle. Good morning, Shell. It's great to see you. We're watching the sunrise and watching nature birds chirp. The speed of light is wrong out. You can go way beyond speed of light, instantly location of the universe. Chris says, "What if the greatest mystery is not aliens, black holes, or dimensions, but why anything else exists and nothing?" Yeah, Shell. There's sirens that happen here quite often, pretty much every day. Yeah, they're out in the distance. It's normal around to hear that uh, at times. Scared. Yeah, either a fire truck or the police or the hospital, or the ambulance. What if the greatest mystery is not the aliens, black holes, dimensions, but time, but why anything exists at all instead of nothing? Right, exactly. Yeah, because the time itself is just very difficult thing to understand. but it has something to do with the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, and well, there's a thing. Yeah, I am not completely certain what's faster than the speed of light. I know the speed of sound is very fast, but I don't think that's faster than the speed of light, though. Now, I would think that space itself. Oh, okay, Sawgirl, seen the verdict. I think the space itself is faster than the speed of light in a way. I know. It's really crazy concepts. Absolutely. Yeah, those flowers are pretty interesting looking. A little bit. I think that's the squash. Exactly, Zumi. Yeah. Okay, and you have all that sightings. Physics is physically in its name, where spirit has none. Okay, yes, I see. So that is a good sunrise. Okay. Good morning, Lori.
See, Chris says if you meditation, connect to one creator, the one connect to it, and then you'll see look within oneself, connect to higher self, and you'll see boundaries disappear. Yeah, you basically see the matrix collapsing, and in a positive way. Yeah, and those are the primroses, and yeah, this is the okra coming out well. It's gotten bigger overnight. Dragonfly. Oh, you have a heat wave too. I'm scared. Yeah, shout out to you, Lori. I appreciate it. Letting me know what's going on. Yeah, I mean, watching the Timu defendant the grounds later on, and he says he doesn't have a fair trial. He said the entire day. Big Bang is not what happened. The Big Bang was alive from the elites yet another boundary. Many universes exist, not just ours. If light experiences no time, does every photon arrive the instant it is created? The photon, certainly, from that point of view, the instant it is created. How about this? Before it's even created, the photon hypothetically would exist somewhere before it would catch on to the timeline. The photon could have always been there. It was just waiting for the camera to roll on its frame. It can tear. That's true. Oh, drastic. That is awesome. Nice picture, by the way. I have a cat named Dr. Meowington the Third, PhD. That is a gentleman feline right there. Yeah. Oh, he gets really upset. I bet he does. Yeah, he certainly is a gentleman. Time, age, and so on is a human concept to lie told humanity to keep us trapped, saying as light when past and says a light isn't a trap. Yeah, exactly. If time began at the Big Bang, what happened before it? It was a world that existed beyond time, place, and space. Something so much beyond the comprehension, where there was, you could say, an enchanted kingdom of worlds and like a place, like a Wild West type zone, where there was no law of matter or law of physics, so to speak, or time. It was just lucid. I've heard that time is a human construct before, but it's hard to pull my head around at space that I can't really imagine anything else. Oh yeah, yeah, drastic, plastic. I That is, it's very far out there. Shell, that is very true. The older you get, the faster time goes. Yeah, very true. If casualty breaks beyond light speed, could effects create their own causes? Yeah, that at that point it can pretty much do anything, in my opinion. Long ago, there was one creator till the split of two, that symbol of yin and yang, good and evil. Oh yeah, yeah. Yes, Zach. The birds are very happy. If parallel universes exist, do different physical laws exist too? Yeah, that's why the Mandela effect thing happens. Now, Zumi thinks if you travel beyond light speed, nothing crashes, no effect. Well, when you go light speed, you're going to a point where anything could be possible. Anything that can happen could. But that's a good point you have too. It's oneness, yeah. The universe has dimensions we cannot perceive. Are we living in a shadow of reality? In a way, we're living in a reality that is a shadow because it's so much more broader and larger than what we're seeing. We're only seeing a microscope. We're not seeing the whole picture.
said it's true from reality, but Earth was a prison planet, but it's being freed from the entrapment now. Well, thank you for telling us about that. The Matrix is not what people think it's the net. It's actually lies that we have been told in our history throughout time. Oh, thank you for enlightening us about that. It's very important. If light sets in the cosmic speed limit, why is a number and not another? Yeah, because physics determine that because it's not thinking it through an abstract concept. So if there was an abstract number, it's an estimated guess, I'd say, where as best as it could possibly calculate, but there's other variables may not be considering. Light is the fastest fundamental because it's what was discovered with the technology we have now. In our hypothesis, if there's something else they're not thinking about, well, for instance, this universe itself is faster, but that's what we measured it, just like how they have horsepower, because they measured it by horses because that's what they had at the time. But I think an abstract way of viewing things is good because it could always be another variable that we don't know about. We have to always be open for another idea. Yeah, we're stuck in the matrix. Like I said, there's no limit of light speed. If you build a ship, it has limits. Technology that can't go beyond light speed. Organic ships can go beyond that. It's from nature. Well, thank you, Zumi. Appreciate it. We definitely were uncertain about that. Not really too sure what was going on with that. Yeah, Claude power. Yeah. Yeah, Claude knows.
Now, in this lifetime, it'll most likely be, unless they have alien technology that they're concealing, that they're not telling us about, they certainly will be able. They could have the technology to go to Mars now if the technology from the aliens is intact. But the mainstream narrative, it'll take about 500 years to make a colony on Mars, right? To make like a colony there. But within this lifetime, they'll probably be able to send some people there. There's a theory that they're there already. So yes and no. It just depends. And most likely, but to make a colony there and people living there and stuff will be a couple hundred years or so from now, unless they have some alien technology that they're hiding. Yeah, the space, Mars. The Passion and I were talking about it one night. Uh, the core of Mars can be reactivated if you took like comets, I mean asteroids, and you're able to go and drill inside the Mars planet and spin everything up and reactivate it, and it would look just like Earth again. Yeah. Ooh, he said Elon's evil. Scared. I try to get a ticket boarding in Elon Musk space traveling. Yeah, Chris, so we could do a live from there. By the way, if we did a live stream from Mars, there would be a 30-minute delay. So if I was talking on a stream from Mars, Passion, it would take about 30 minutes for y'all to see me and for me to respond to y'all's message, unless there's some kind of medium in the middle. And it's better to build things underground, but she didn't really want to build anything underground. So on Mars, there's like this kind of thing you could build using 3D printing type technology, and make it into like a hexagon type thing, like a bee nest, like a beehive, and you could be able to protect it from solar radiation and stuff. Unless somehow the Mars planet was able to be reactivated, and that would be better. But because they have solar flares that hit the planet. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, scared. All right. Now, I'll be doing a trial stream. So this stream will be ending. And a little bit later, I'll have one of those lives going. So that's something to look forward to. And do you have some declassified documents about reptilians? I know about the declassified Yes, I do. I have some saved. I'll talk to you about it on a show one time. I still have them. All about the reptilians. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Zumi. All right. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you all on the next Gaarden Live or on the trial stream. So take care, everybody. This is a very good one. Oh, that's good, Chris. We really love having you on the show, and also you too, Zumi. Everybody else lurking, watching. It was a pleasure chilling with y'all. Okay. And now we'll be going.